Hi, and welcome back to Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch. It's August the 2nd, 2013, and it's about 5 minutes or 6 minutes after 6 in the morning, and I just wanted to show you this gorgeous female flower right there. See all those parts in there? All those female parts? Hopefully that's showing up. That is the stigma in there. Okay, see if I can show it on different angles a little bit so that you can see all the different segmented parts in there, the stigma. And let's see, hopefully you can see the female fruit right there, the pumpkin right there behind it, and there is the stigma. Now, I've been fortunate so far. I haven't had any bees come out on me or anything. What I want to show you, I was already out here earlier this morning, and I did some pollinating and everything, and I just want to show you what basically you do. You know, I don't think I've had a chance to shoot a video like this yet. Okay, so anyhow, right here is, let me get a good background shot there. Alright, so I pulled this off. This is a male flower, the stamen. Pulled it off several flowers that I found this morning. So I pulled off all the stamens. And all you got to do is you just go in here with the stamen with all that pollen on it, and you just brush it all on just like a painter. Okay, that's all you got to do. Now the more male flowers you use, say about 4 or 5 or so, the better your chances, the better your odds of pollination occurring. Now I've already pollinated it, so I'm not actually going to touch it because I've already spent a good amount of time trying to get as much good pollen all over the sticky parts of the female there, all over the stigma. But I just wanted to show you that. I'm getting ready to cover it because I don't want the bees to come in and take the pollen that I put on there away. I got a little flashlight out here because, like I said, it was dark this morning, so it helped me to see what I was doing. So hopefully that's showing up a lot better. Let's see. That looks like that might be good, providing just amount of light on there. And again, I don't know if you're able to see all the pollen that I got put on there. Not sure if it's showing up. I apologize if this is not very good, but just trying to show, the pollen that's all over it. So hopefully it's being seen. Let me try one other kind of setting here on the flashlight. Spread out the rays a little bit, and that might help. So just trying to get some light and videotape at the same time. So anyhow, I put a lot of pollen on there. Okay, I used about maybe 6 or so flowers. You can see right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the one I have in my hand, 7. So I used 7 flowers, and and there's the petals I pulled off. And I took the other flowers, because there were even more. I took those and brought them to the house. I'm going to put them in a Ziploc bag and refrigerate them, because they'll last, about a week to 10 days, just in case some more female flowers show up and there aren't any males to pollinate. So it's always best to have a little extra left over. So anyhow, I want to also show you right there is, let's see if I can get there's that 2 or 3 days ago I shot a video, and there was the pumpkin there. That's my Mr. Wrinkles pumpkin, and it was slightly turning orange. Well, it's turning a lot more orange now. In fact, I was thinking maybe mid-August before it's completely ripe, and it still might hold true to that. I'm just checking out this flower and make sure it's a male versus a female. But you come on the other side here, and you can really see, hopefully in the camera, you can really see the orange that's showing up on there. So it's happening pretty quick. Okay, you can see all the old and dying vegetation up here on the trellis, and down you look down in here and it's all new and healthy and everything. Okay, and I have been hunting squash bugs and all that, so you know, I've been getting rid of them as fast as I can, trying to keep up with them. Now the other day when I shot the video, I was saying, oh, I know I have one, possibly two other pumpkins pollinated. Well, now the verdict is in, and you can definitely see, this is the one I knew for sure that was got pollinated. I mean, nice thick stem right there, and this was actually on the inside of the trellis. I brought it to the outside closer to me so that it wouldn't be like the other Howden pumpkin that was up at the top of the trellis that grew inside of the square, and I was thankful I was able to get it out. So that's in up right here, the bees. They're not going to be too happy with me. I took most of all their pollen from them today. Oh, speaking of that, before I get back to that, I need to go and cover up that female flower before the bees get in it. So just see if you can bear with me 1 second. This might be a little shaky. I'm dealing with, you know, all these kind of leaves and stuff too, and so I'm just putting this tool material, which has worked pretty good, and of course it's all sticking to the you know what, you're gonna have to move out of the way there. There you go. That's much better. That leaf was just kind of getting in the way. So sorry for the video there. I'm just tucking you in nice and secure. Nice and secure there. It's like talking to your baby, you know. It's like talking to your baby. When you love what you do, you know, you kind of get like that sometimes. You get a little sentimental about your things. You know, so, all right. Hopefully in the next 2 or 3 days, hopefully even by the end of the day, I'll know whether that got successfully pollinated. And I'll know more for sure in 3 or 4 days. You know, because like I said, I had that one pumpkin that I got pollinated. It started to grow, and then it stopped and everything. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And here's other Mr. Wrinkles right here. It used to be a little bit higher, but the vine got pulled down from the weight of things, and it didn't fall or nothing, but it did come down some, and you can see right up there where bugs are nibbling on it, so I'm not too thrilled with all of that. But now let's go back over to where I was now that I got that little beauty pollinated and covered. So anyways, here's that pumpkin I was just showing you a minute ago. Now usually it's a darker green. That's a little confusing to me this time, because the pumpkins are generally, when they're growing and you know that they're successfully pollinated, they stay a good dark green. Now actually, you know what? I just remembered something. The other pumpkin, I may not be remembering it right. I thought the other pumpkin that didn't make it started to look like it was going and growing and then stopped. I think that might have started out as a lime green kind of too, and then didn't quite make it. So we'll see. This one's definitely growing. Seems to be growing pretty fast. You know, but that light shade of green there does concern me a little bit. as to whether this thing is really going to continue to grow. Time will tell, but I mean, it is growing pretty quick. It's like every single day you come out here, it looks like it's put on some weight, you know. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's definitely pollinated. We'll see if it continues to grow. You can see a female flower there that didn't quite make it, so we'll just pull you off. A little stubborn. Now let me show you the other two things going on. Two things here. Ones I weren't sure were pollinated. Well, I now know that they are pollinated. Let's see. That one right there. See it right in there. That one's gotten bigger. It's taking its time. But it is growing. It is growing. And here's one. The other one right there. See how dark green that is? You know, compared to that lime, that's more of a white green. The other one that I showed you is. So, you know, that's. And I thought that. Where did it go? Right there. That female flower there. See how the petals are yellow? I thought that was going to open up this morning, which was why I got up this morning, because I could have sworn that that one was going to open, but it decided not to. And as I was just coming out here just picking male flowers just to, you know, have some extra pollen, you know, ready in case, you know, there's no male flowers in the near future for other pumpkins, female flowers when they open, you know, I happened to come across that one that I showed you back there that I pollinated. And now you can see here's another female flower right here that may or may not develop. I'll have to see what vine that is on. Well, let's see. You know, actually, that one, as I trace it back, it's going up this vine. And down here, I'm just seeing if there's a pumpkin already growing on that vine or not. It looks like it's coming down here and then back up here. Yeah. That one, oops, sorry. That pumpkin right there, that's definitely pollinated. Yep. That vine comes down and actually no, I'm sorry. Jeez, you get so tangled up. That's on a different vine. Let's see, where did I go wrong in tracing that? Okay, it goes up there. I'll explain to you why I'm tracing it and trying to figure it out in just a minute. Meanwhile, I'm trying to trace it here. Oh, okay. That one. All right. That one, no, it's on a different vine, so I might get lucky. And I'm just checking out something down here that I thought I saw. I might get lucky. And this one might be my next flower, female flower. And I mean, it looks like it's in good condition. You know, sorry about that. Looks like it's in good condition. We'll see. But that's on a totally separate vine. Okay, so the reason why I kept trying to trace that back to see if that female flower right there was on the vine that already had a pumpkin growing, because I explained in a couple videos ago that plants actually kind of think. They do some kind of thinking. If the plant already has a female flower that's pollinated and already has a fruit growing on it, at least in the pumpkins, it generally, you know, will not allow other female flowers to either open, or they won't allow them to be pollinated successfully. And they'll get pollen on it, but it may not, you know, actually take. It may not actually work. And the reason being is because the plant already knows, hey, I already got a pumpkin growing. I can't support another pumpkin either in my life, or I can't support it right now, but maybe in a month from now, maybe I can handle a second one. So a plant decides that, and then it'll determine whether it's going to allow the other pumpkins to continue to develop and grow, or whether it's going to allow it to shrivel up and die off. And that plant decides that. So that's why I was tracing this vine back to see, did it already have a pumpkin on it growing? And that would give me an indication of whether this one was going to at least have an opportunity to develop. It still may not, but that tells me that this vine is actively still going right here, and that I'm going to have to do some more trellising. I was just seeing if there's other female flowers hidden in the vine here. Oh, I'm sure there are, because I mean here it is right here. So I'm gonna have to do some more trellising on that. So that's why I was doing that. So like I said, squash bugs, dealing with them. Not so much squash vine borers anymore, thank goodness. Usually they keep on attacking all the way through August. But definitely I've been invaded with squash bugs. But I'm staying on top of them. And so far so good. They haven't done too much damage. But it's something I come out every 2 days or so, and I look through the leaves and everything. And you can find them on top of the leaves, and you can find them under the leaves. Generally they're under the leaves, but you gotta stay on top of them. So anyways, there's that female flower I thought was going to open up. So that was a very nice surprise for me this morning to find that female that I had back there that successfully opened up this morning, and hopefully it will get pollinated. So let's get a count of how many pumpkins I have. Let's start over here with my Cinderellas and Big Maxes. I think these are all or mostly Cinderellas. I mean, look at how the vines are just really just bad looking, but that's the normal life cycle. I'm not worried about it. It's going to finish out its life cycle. It's got pumpkins on them. They are, finishing up ripening. You can see that they're turning more of a reddish orange, and that's the typical thing for a Cinderella to do. I think that one down there is I thought it was a Big Max, but it kind of has more of the shape of a Cinderella. So I don't think I got any Big Macs to successfully pollinate this year. I don't know what happened. So anyways, let's count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 there. Okay. I have 6, 7 right back in there. 8 right there. Oh, and I almost forgot to show you Mr. Howden up there. And he's actually starting to turn. Let's see if I can get... I see him myself, but... 8. He's right back in there. My finger is right at the bottom of him. Then you have this leaf, and then there's more of the pumpkin right there just above it. Okay, so that's, what did I say, 9? Lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. And the one right there is 10. And then the other one I showed you, the other Mr. Wrinkles, is 11. And then I have that one that I pollinated. So I have 11 for sure. Possibly 12 with the one I pollinated today. We'll see what happens. So I'm getting a pretty good crop this year. Now I put in a lot more plants, and so I'm only getting 12 pumpkins out of them, But just checking under a couple leaves to see if there was any squash bugs. But yeah, I'm surprised how fast that thing is turning. I thought it would take a little bit more time, but that, I suppose, still probably by about around the 15th of August that should be done. But we'll see. I'm in no hurry. But yeah, nice little treat this morning. And I'm not sure if that's a Mr. Wrinkles or a, there's that other pumpkin, right? That's a Mr. Wrinkles, sure. I'm not sure if that's a Mr. Wrinkles or a Howden. I don't know. The other 3 that I showed you over there, I'm almost certain are all Howdens. 2 of them for sure, the smaller ones. I'm pretty sure that bigger one is too. But anyhow, nothing really happening with the tomatoes and anything like that, so they're pretty much done. So I'm just going to be working on the garden here in the next month or so, getting it ready for fall. Gardening for, broccoli, cabbage, spinach, things like that. So anyhow, from Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch, I hope everyone else's pumpkins are doing good like mine are, and it's been a while since I've had some success in the garden here with pumpkins, but growing up this trellis and growing in this mushroom compost, along with other things like putting in the trace minerals, whether it's azomite or even using the accelerite, which has a lot of elements and trace elements, which is healthy for your soil. Putting in Boogie Brew compost tea from the Boogie Brew company, that's out in California. I think they have other locations, but if you go to boogiebrew.com and look at their products, they have excellent products. Putting in worm castings, putting in humus, California humus. Like I said, making compost tea. In fact, I just put out a batch of compost tea in the pumpkin patch last night. Just to give the plants an extra boost of healthiness, because they are suffering powdery mildew, which is typical for this area this time of year. I just wanted to give the plants an extra boost of, microorganisms in the soil to help break down the material and feed the plant, making your plant healthier. It's a very important thing. And also, when you're doing that, making your compost tea, as I've mentioned in other videos, you need to use filtered water. If you go to boogiebrew.com and you look for the Boogie Blue water filter, it's an inline water filter. That is an excellent, excellent filter. And it takes about 35,000 to 45,000 gallons of water that it will filter. Okay, so anyhow, sun is starting to make its way up, and so from Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch, I will talk to you later. Bye bye.